So, one of the days of the 35 days which are spelled in Megillas Tainis is Chof Ches Shvat. What is Chof Ches Shvat? Today, the day of the Bar Mitzvah boy. If you look in Perek Yud Aleph in Megillas Tainis, this is the day that Antiochus, who made all the Gzeiros of Chanukah, was finally evicted from Yerushalayim. So this day, Chof Ches L'Chodesh Shvat, is one of the 35 days which state in Chazal, you're not allowed to fast and you're not allowed to say a hesped. I have a problem. I'm physically not participating. I can't say I'm fasting because my wife is making a celebration here, but I'm not part of the Suda. And I am deprived of saying espedim, neither on my son, or on my dear daughter-in-law, or on my ben Yakil Yitzchok, the Bar Mitzvah Bach. But I was thinking what to say, and I was looking around. Rachel put up together a beautiful projector that we could go ahead and look, and she showed me around the room. And I see right across my eyes a picture of unsere Elter Seide, Reb Leizer Telzer, Reb Leizer Hagodl, Reb Zalman Sorotzkin's father-in-law. I don't know if you know, but on next Tuesday, on the day that Yitzchok's bris would have been, if it would be a Mila Bismana, is the Yortzeit. Reb Leizer Telzer was nifter in Daled Ador Tofresh Ayin, resulting in that we are celebrating 111th Yortzeit next Tuesday. Yitzchok's bris is on the 111th, Yitzchok's 8th day, but if I go back 13 years, Yitzchok's bris was on the 98th anniversary Yortzeit of his Elter Zayde, 6 generations back, Reb Leizer Telzer. In Parshas Yisroi, we just read this Shabbos, Rab Lezer HaKalir, the famous poet, has a beautiful piyut which is printed in the Machzer in Pesach, which relates to Matan Torah. And I would like to read only one of these beautiful, beautiful clauses from the aspect. Be'eroi le'amoi ponim befonim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mevayer the Torah ponim befonim. Al kol nekuda unekuda tishim v'shmoine ponim. The number 98, tishim v'shmoine ponim. Wo kommt rein al kol nekuda und nekuda in the Torah 98 ponim? Steht in Medrash in Shir Hashirim, Razei wie steht in Chazal that every din and halacha in the Torah there's 49 ways to be metayr and 49 ways to be metame. 49 and 49 is 98. Al kol nekuda unekuda. This Torah that is given is Tishim v'shmoine pomi. 98 pomi. You know what? Steht in Kisvei HaGoyen. I'll give you a Welts Chidush from the Goyen. The Goyen says that Yitzchok Avinu Elokim Yira Lo Yaseh Le'oilo Beni, because Aforoi Shel Yitzchok is instead of the Akedah, therefore we are makriv the korbanos in Chag HaSukkos every day, 14 kvasim. A keves is a says a shepsale. And if you take the number 14 and you multiply it by the 7 days of the Chag, you're going to get to 98 kvasim. And the word Yitzchok, the middle of it is tzadik ches, and the edges is yud kuf, which is 110, which is am. Am The Am is Tzadik Ches, zog the Goyen for Klal Yisrael, all the Korbanos HaMechaper, and the Korbanos HaMechaper for Klal Yisrael, Am, the 110, a Makriv 98 Korbanos of the Seh, which is all to be maskiros, the Akedas Yitzchok, which is the Kapora on each and every one of Bnei Yisrael. What's so unique about Yitzchok? I want to tell you something. I don't know if you know, but maybe I'll tell you a big chiddush. In the beginning of Parshas Va'era, says the Balaturim, Va'era, I have over here my Mechuten Haimi, if there's any mathematical errors, please unmute yourself and say, Va'era begematria Yitzchok. Kedeisa b'medrash, I'm quoting the Balaturim, sheyitzchok goram lohem liYisrael sheyotzu miMitzrayim. Klal Yisrael are going out of Mitzrayim because of Yitzchok. Why is Klal Yisrael going out of Mitzrayim because of Yitzchok? Where do we ever hear that Yitzchok is the one who causes v'ira b'gematria Yitzchok? Steht in the Askenim in Balatoisres b'shem the Rosh. And this is the Rosh, this is Rishonim. And I'm reading. Why is 210 years Klal Yisrael? What's the Redu? V'shomati tam, says the Rosh. When Klal Yisrael was under the Shibuz of Yo'ovis, oimdim u'mispavlim tomin bad Yisrael. ואומר להם הקדוש ברוך הוא, כלויש בוכם שירצה לגריה מאויסי שמוי, וכן הגריה ממניין השיבוד העושת לו על ישראל. Is there any one of the Shvatim who is of the Oveis who is willing to contribute part of his name, and that contribution would be tax deductible, would be decreasing the amount of the Tsar and the Golus? Avram v'Yakov v'shivu lav, ki kol ha'oisiyos tzrichos lo. Avram says, no, I'm not willing to give any contribution of my name. And so did Yaakov. Ad shebo Yitzchok, v'omar, riboyna shalom. I'm reading you a Rosh, okay? Riboyna, min adin oyel shmili yos nichtov b'shin. If you come to the bris and Daled Ador, and Reb Leizer tells us Yortzeit, and you read the psukim afterwards, Asher Koras Shvos Avram Ushvuosoi leYitzchok. It doesn't say Yitzchok, but Yitzchok with a shin. Ani Michoel sheyekvoidi nichtav betzadi. I'm willing to decrease and change my name from Yitzchok, from the Schok to Yitzchok with a tzaddik. V'tiga min ha'cheshbon ad sheyagia le'oidef sheyesh min ha'shin ad tzaddik. Shini 300. Bar Mitzvah Bocher just told us. Tzaddik is 90. So the gap between what Yitzchok's original name should have been Yitzchok to the word Yitzchok with a tzaddik is 200 and v'kama hu redu. V'hoyokin. V'alkein ksiv, that's why the Navi said, Ki ato avinu, ki Avram lo yedo'onu, v'Yisrael lo yakirenu. Umilas yedo'onu, umiloshem vayeda Elokim. Vayeda Elokim, the Geula is because of Yitzchok. Yitzchok has the nature. Yitzchok, by taking his original name, which was supposed to be Yitzchok with a shin, is degrading himself to Yitzchok. And this degrading of 210 begematria, the gap between 390, is the reason why Klal Yisrael, this is the time of Redu lo Yipochos v'lo Yoser. This is the Divrei Harosh. This Yitzchok, who was supposed to be called Yitzchok. You know, I was a little child when my father, Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, was nifter. We just celebrated 50 years. My father's 50th Yortzeit. And I don't remember many Wertlach from him. But two of the Wertlach that I do remember, and I printed it up just now in a sefer, and one of the sefer was, the Wertlach was, Vayikra Shmo Yitzchok. What did she say? Kol Hashemeya Yitzchakli. Anybody who hears Yitzchakli, said my father, Zecher Tzadik Livroch. Steht Eletoldois Yitzchok ben Avram, Avram Mohili des Yitzchok. Avram gave birth to Yitzchok, steht in Rashi, Shehoyu Leitzone Hadoyer Oimri Me'avimelech Nis'abra Sora. The Leitzone Hador made Leitzonos, and they said that Avram is really not the father of Yitzchok. Ma osa Kodesh Baruch Hu different nuschos in Chazal, Tzar Dmus Diuknoi of Yitzchok, and he was exactly like his father. He looked identical to his father. Ad kedei kach, the Gemara in Metzia state, Matbeya shel Avram Avinu, the coin which was issued at the time of Avram Avinu, it says Zaken v'skein on one side, u'Bachur b'sula on the other side. Says the Goyen. The reason why it says Zaken and Bachur is because they really looked alike. Avram looked exactly, was a copy, identical twins. And the only way you could tell which side of the coin is Avram, which side is Yitzchok, Avram was older and Yitzchok was younger. So what did the Kodesh Baruch Hu do to be mafkia from this Leitzone Ador, from this Yitzchok, from these people who said that Avram Avinu is nicht the Tate from Yitzchok? Tzad mus diuknoi, and anybody who looked and said it's impossible, they look like identical twins. He is younger and he is older, but he's an identical twin. Said my father, Zecher Tzadik Livroch. Kol Arye, anybody who sees, he's not Yitzchakli. He's not going to laugh because he's going to see. Kol Hashemea, the Ala Leitzone Ador, the guys who listen from far, Yitzchakli, Mach Leitzones. The Tate is nicht Avram, the Avimelech Nisabra Sora. Yitzchok is the most yuknoi of Avram Avinu. You know, Yitzchok, you grew up in a house which is a semel and a dugma, a muster. I don't know too many people. I have Baruch Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu benched us with 5 children. Kulom Ahuvim, Kulom Berurim. But the Madrege, and I think each and every participant here in today's Simcha knows, Shmuli's Madrege, in his Aliyah, in Teire, in Yerushalayim, B'chol Drochecho Do'ehu, day in, day out, ever since Yom Omdei Aldaitai, is Kuloi Mukdosh L'Shem Shamayim. I want to tell you a secret, Shmuli, maybe I didn't even tell you, but I stayed in your house in the summer for a couple of weeks, and I was learning, and I was looking, and I opened up one of the Gemaras, and the Zettel came out. And there's a cheshben hanefesh of what does he have to fix before he goes to sleep? Wo ist Gehalt geworden? What do we have such a azaz sod madrege von a junger Mann, wo sitzt heint in Lakewood, 1444 Walden Avenue, and macht a cheshben hanefesh. I have to be makpid more kibbud av. I have to be mechabed more my wife. I have to get sich ein bisschen mehr Savlonos mit den Kindern. Wo kommt reis as a Yitzchok, was nicht geleizones? This is his cheshben hanefesh. Yitzchok, I want to tell you something. Your father couldn't be what he is if not for the fact that you have a mother at Tzidkanius. It's impossible to grow up to be such a tower like Michoel Sorotzkin was a shame dovo without having a eishes chayil miimtzo, which day in, day out, she carries the toil with all the kids and all the troubles. I was there, I saw these troubles. She is the one, and her akeres habayis eim habonim ve'abonais, who lets him grow to be such a gewaldige, ois gitzeichete younger man, which is kosher attire, unbelievable. You know, I spoke once to my Mechuten Haimi and Esther. Shmulik is learning and learning and learning and learning. And as my Shver used to say, Michoel is tazoi viel lernen, and ich kann noch meires te weinen a Talmud Kuchem. And Haimi told me, and es mir reingegangen in the Beine, Shmulik is the Mishpachas Mezuzah. Und a Mezuzah rührt man nicht. You don't touch a Mezuzah. A Mezuzah is there, kavua, matzil on the base. Azai is taklus for the Ingaman. You know, Haimi, I know Haimi, we know for years and years. Such a gewaldige ha'arocha, and constant, proud to have an Eidim Azaz Sod Shtub, him, Azun, a Eidim, und a Tochter, which is kosher limtza de gmosam, Haimi. I really don't think that too many balabatim that was zeicha to have such a Oran Kodesh in the house, and you're the one who had to tell me, the father, that Shmuli is the mezuzah. You want to know something? Before I was my bar mitzvah, I went with my father to Yerushalayim. My father was still alive, and we made the rounds. And one of the places we went to was Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. And I came up to Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach in his house in Rechoy Porush. And, you know, with gewitzelt and this and that, he asked me a shaila, and it was Tkufas Hashon of Yomim Tovim, he asked me a shaila on Sukkah, etc. He told me, I want to tell you something. My mama had geheißen Tzivye. My mother's name was Tzivye. She was from Shpachas Porush. Sie gewann sehr a kluge Frau. She was very smart lady. Everybody used to come to Bishar Leitze with Rebbetzin Tzivye Auerbach, the wife, the almone of the Chaim Leib Auerbach. He says, when I became bar mitzvah, she started a year before to make a needlepoint tefillin zekel for me. And she said she kept the tefillin zekel, the needlepoint, and throughout the whole year, when people came in, all the ladies came with the tzoros, so she showed them the back of the needlepoint. I never knew that, but now my wife, Shaindi, the Bubba, made a beautiful needlepoint tala zekel, tefillin zekel for Yitzchok. But in we made a cheshbon, 18,613 exactly holes in the tefillin zekel. In the back, the kunz is that every time you come to the back, you got to make a nut in order to start the next section or the next quarter or the next triangle. And if you look at the back, it looks like thousands of nuts. And when I saw it, I remember the Maisa, I took a picture for myself. But when you turn it around, it's the most beautiful piece of art. He said, my mama flicked zog to all the people, life depends how you look. If you go to the back, you're going to see the nuts. You're going to see the planters. If you're not going to see the front seat, if you're not going to see the Mizrach Wand, if you're not going to see the showcase, you're going to see all the tzoros. It looks horrible. It looks the most horrible creation. You got to know how to walk around the bend. Come to the front, see the light, see the shine, and see that behind all this tzoros, behind all those nuts, behind all those planters, like the beautiful Yetzirah, second to none, a piece of art. I was zeicha to be chavrusa with Yitzchok in the past year. We were zeicha to learn together two Masechtas. One, which we spent 10 months on, Masechtas Aholos, and the second we spent a short time on, Maseches Kinim. I personally consider Maseches Aholos to be the schwerste Masechta in Shas. If you learn it like I mentioned. I learned it in my younger yom. Maseches Aholos consists of 18 prokim. But the four most dominant prokim Yitzchok are Kaveres, Aruba, Migdal, and Tanur. These are the elements of a house. of the oil. Of the Adam Kiyomus be'oil, the oil of Torah. Kaveres, you go in there to the beehive, you see where the honey is being made. Tanner, you walk next to the oven, you see where everything is baked. Everything is Dorten backt men rein, alles Ding. Aruba, the steam comes out. It makes a gewaldige ration throughout the neighborhood. And Migdol, the tower, this big house, the tower of the light, the Migdal oil of this house, the house which shines, and the house which is a Shem Ulatiferes, and second to none. This is the first Masechta. But the second Masechta we learned is Maseches Kinim. You know what a Kinim is? Let me tell you. Not Kinim, not lice. A Kinim with a kuf. A Kinim is a pair. A Kinim is two Toyim or two Bnei Yoina. The Kinim is two Goizoles, two little birds which have shaykhs to each other. And the entire Masechta is telling you about the fact what happens if one flies away and goes into another kind and goes back and forth and so on and so forth. It is indeed very complicated. Yitzchok is extremely bright. He's a bright boy. The ken, the nest of the house of Shmuli and Henny. And again, Shmuli, I give you kol hakavod. By you have a Yetzer Hara to learn. But the Mesiras Nefesh of your wife is a shame dover. I think she can open up a school in teaching women and ladies and girls in Lakewood, was heißt Mesiras Nefesh. And everything with so much time, everything with Edelkeit, mit Feinkeit, with such a pikches of running a house, l'shem u'l'tiferes. Yitzchok, tzad mus dyuknoi. I don't have a better bracha. My bracha to you is, the cluster panecha should be like your father and your mother. Tzad mus dyuknoi. And not only there, but grandparents. I can't talk about myself and my wife, but I can talk about your gewaldike choshev Zayd and Baba who are sitting right there. And the Mailim B'Kodesh Baba, which I believe he's also there, your grandmother's mother. And I can never ever forget the time we spent with Baba Laichu, such a clever, smart woman with a nichoyach mitashmek, with an aroma of amol. You can't, the Zayda that you called after Yitzchok Arye, is the Yortzeit from the Zayda and the Baba is the forthcoming weekend, then the Shomer should have an Aliyah. But only there must be gewaldike schusim to have such peiros and peiros. Kadosh Baruch Hu should give that all these roots, all this omol, all this yegia should be taken. We should all be zeicha together to see you, to vax ois. Ha'adam gadol, a person who knows Torah, understands their cheretz, knows what it means to share, to give other, to bestow courtesy upon each and every nefesh that needs your help, needs your smile, needs your kishrin. Yitzchok, you're unique. I wish kol Hashemeya Yitzchak li. Mazel tov, mazel tov.